Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be painting the frame on the 6.0. So, as y'all seen in the last video, we got out here, did a whole bunch of degreasing and pressure washing, and got the frame pretty cleaned up, all in all, and got a few spots that we're also going to touch up on the front axle and, you know, some other stuff. So, anyway, it's all dry. It sat overnight. So everything should be good to go. So, with that being said, I'm going to move both of the trucks, because overspray. But for being honest, I don't exactly know where I'm going to put them, because we're also going to be painting in the shop. And we also need the blue truck to take stuff to sandblast later today. So we will see. We'll figure it out. I think for right now, I'm going to move everything just kind of halfway between here and the shop. It is windy today, but I think it'll be fine. So I guess if not, then y'all see a how to remove overspray video in the next few weeks. Don't worry about it. But regardless, like I said, I'm gonna move both of these, the 300s in there again, so it'll be fine. So yeah, but anyway, I'll also show y'all a little bit of the 6.7 headlights I'm gonna be painting today as well. So anyway, let's get at it here. I'm gonna move these. I probably could go ahead and get this stuff out of the back of the 6.0 to take to sandblast, but we'll do that later, because I still have to take like couplers off and sensors out, charge pipe boots off, you know, that kind of thing. A few bolts need to pull, as well as some like rubber insulators. So I'll get all that stuff pulled apart here in a little bit, but I think for now I'm just going to park this here, and then we'll pull the white truck maybe right here. That'll work, I think, hopefully. But anyway, what I figured I would do is, since it is nice today, actually, let's see what we're looking at temperature wise. It is very nice today. It's supposed to get up in like the 80s. Well, as you can see, 78 degrees at 11 o'clock in the morning, which is very nice. But I figure I'll go ahead, we'll get those 6.7 headlights painted. That way they can be kind of curing, I guess, if you will. We'll go ahead and paint the frame, and then we'll take that stuff to sandblast. When we get back, we'll look over everything and make sure everything is good to go. So that's kind of the plan. I think, I don't know, the plan seems to change every 5-10 minutes. We're just going with the flow here. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and move the white truck, and I'll get stuff together. We need to get up here, we need to do a bunch of taping on the 6.0. I'm gonna tape off all of the red and the purple. So be very careful not to get overspray on anything that we don't want overspray on. And the last thing I want is for this to look like a hack job. So all of this is going to get taped. The tow hooks are going to get taped off. The track bar bracket is going to get taped off. And then I'm going to take some plastic and kind of throw in here. I don't get nothing on the springs or anything like that. So we'll have a little work to do. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get at it. My grandpa is going to be helping me today, thankfully, and well, hopefully we can get all this knocked out, because it's supposed to get cold at the end of the week, and we're not going to be here tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to be here Thursday. So Friday it will be cold, and we won't be able to paint. So like I said, I am going to get this stuff done today. It doesn't really matter how late I'm going to be here, and if we have to drop stuff off for sandblast tomorrow, that will be fine as well. So let's see here. Wow, first try. That's cool. No dead battery. This thing's been sitting here for a few days. So it is nice that we don't have to deal with jumping this thing off. But anyway, like I said, guys, I'm gonna move this, and we'll go ahead, run down to the shop, get some painter's plastic and some tape, get this stuff taped off, and go ahead and start painting our frame. All right, guys. So I went ahead and also painted the transmission lines just to make them kind of blend in. At some point when I do a transmission for this truck, because I figure we'll have to do that at some point, I want to do one of the diesel site transmission filter kits that puts it back there on the frame rather than up here, and one of the different transmission coolers. So I just figure for right now we'll make that look a little better, and I think I might take that bracket off and we'll powder coat it. So I don't know, I haven't exactly decided yet, but everything looks good. Went ahead, touched up a few spots on the axle and the tie rod just to make it look a little nicer, and went ahead and touched up the front brace. So I'll throw a little bit more on it here in just a little bit, but we're looking good. So also went ahead, did the steering box and a few other little things. Now, like I was saying, I think in the last video y'all seen of this, I was going to stop at the ratchet strap, and then when this all dries, I can get in there, sit on the cross member, and do the rest. And then we'll do that in the shop. That way it's a little nicer environment for painting. And we'll get the jack under the transmission, get that strap out of the way, and I can go ahead and tape up our radius arm drops. So anyway, I'm gonna let this dry. I gotta get down here, get the shop all set up to go ahead and start doing these steel body headlights, but this is looking good. So pretty happy with it. I'll let it dry up a little bit, come back, take a look. I'll go ahead and get a thumbnail here. But regardless, like I said, I'm gonna try to get, and sorry if y'all are getting a bunch of wind noise. It is very, very windy today, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get these steel body headlights done today as well, while we do have some nice weather. So here in a bit, I'll come back, we'll look up, kind of check up on this, see if there's anywhere it needs any more paint and that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm gonna get down here to the shop. We're gonna get the shop all set up for the, like I said, for the steel body headlights, and I'll show y'all a little bit of that as well. All right, so here they are. Now these went white. I don't know if I ever showed that on video. We had a paint reaction, and then I stripped them, and the day I got them stripped, the guy sold his truck, and he hit me up and said, oh, don't paint those, because he didn't know I painted them in the first place. He said, whoa, don't paint those. He said, I also need to close this door because it's blowing leaves in. But he said, no, don't paint them. Sold my truck, bought a illuminator. So leave this open just a little. But he sold his truck, bought an illuminator. So that's that. But they are stripped, they were ready. And the guy that wants them now, I actually had to paint for. So if y'all remember the F-150 Platinum headlights I did, I showed those on an old video. This is actually the same paint, J7 magnetic, very pretty color. So anyway, these are already sanded and ready to go. So wiping down the alcohol, I'm going to go ahead and clean the paint gun up a little bit. My vent is stopped up here, so I need to clean that out. and whatnot. But I'm gonna grab the other air hose that I use for powder coat. I'll go grab it because it's got a dryer on the end of it, and it's a brand new hose. So we did get the 6 hose motor covered up. I need to cover up the rockers, and I'm gonna cover up all this stuff over here, or at least the hardware there, because it's got the glow plugs in it too, the turbo and the oil cooler. So we'll get that stuff covered up. We'll go ahead and get these sprayed in, and then after we get a couple coats on these, we'll let them cure out, and when we're ready for clear, we'll come back. Typically with metallics, it's good to let them set for a little bit. That way you don't flood the metallic with clear, and it causes all sorts of weird issues. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go up here and get that other air hose, and we'll get some paint on these. We'll let them set for a little bit, and we'll go back to the 6.0 and check on the frame. All right, so I just got our last mist coat of paint on the headlights. Come up here to check on this. Everything looks good. A few little pieces of dust and stuff that have landed in it, but I'm not really concerned with that. Especially like this piece here, you know, I'm not worried about that stuff. But at the end of the day, a motor is going back in here, so we're probably going to scratch it up on the way back in. I just wanted everything to look presentable and nice. Like I said, went ahead and touched up the front axle. We didn't go too crazy with any of that, because like I was saying, I believe at some point the plan is to redo, and I think I got a little paint on the purple, which we'll take some acetone, I think, and clean that up. We might not have, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but we'll take some stuff and we'll clean it off. It's not a big deal to clean off. I just didn't want to have to do as much, like a whole lot of cleanup, if that makes any sense. But I think we're good. Actually, let me go ahead and, okay, no, we're good. No, it's just a shadow. But regardless, I'll let this sit. It's still a little tacky, so we'll let this sit and dry up. I'm gonna go down here, look over these headlights one more time. I'll get the paint gun cleaned up, and we'll get ready to throw some clear on there. I'm pretty sure we're all good. I looked over them already with a light, and again, I'm 99.99% certain that we are good, but I'm gonna check over them one more time. So after we get some clear on those, I'll show you all that, but and hopefully by then that'll be ready to untape, and hopefully it's not raining by then, because that tape needs to come off before it rains. I think as far as it's dry right now, if it rains, we'll shut the hood, and I think everything will be fine, because it's, well, I mean, y'all see nothing came off on my fingers, so I think we're mostly dry. It's just a little tacky, so if you nick it, it'll leave a mark in it, which is not a huge deal. But regardless, we'll get in here. I set the fan up because it was getting hot in here, but regardless, I've been taking a tack cloth to those as well between coats, because I have the fan in the door, and I've been turning it off while I'm painting and shutting the door, so dust isn't getting in there. But let's run in here, and I'll show y'all what we got so far. Alright, so I just looked them over with the LED light. It's over there. But looked them over, and we look really, really nice. Now, if you've seen in here, there's a few sand scratches on these. There's like some right here too. That's not a big deal. I didn't have a lighter grit paper, but they look great. Like I said, just a few little sand scratches that you can still see, but again, that won't be an issue once we lay the clear on, and everything will be real nice and smooth. So I'm gonna let these sit for a good 20-30 minutes, let the clear dry up good, and then, or the base dry up good, and I'll go ahead here in a moment and start mixing up clear. All right, so my grandpa actually went ahead and untaped the 6.0, and I think he said he felt some sprinkles, so that was a good time for that. If you don't know, when that tape gets wet, it needs to come off immediately. If it dries, it is no good. But regardless, we got these sprayed in. So they got 3 coats of base, 1 mist coat, and 3 coats of clear. They look amazing. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. Same thing in here, all nice and covered. So, very happy. I'm not gonna get too close because I don't want to touch them. But there, these are. So, we'll get these assembled and off to my buddy Ian. So, these ought to look really good in his truck. It's actually not a 6.7. It is a 6.2 gas truck, but it's a nice truck. So, these ought to look real nice in it. But anyway, the paint gun's cleaned and everything else. So, we're going to run up here and let's take a look at the 6.0. All right. So, I'm not going to open the hood because it is indeed sprinkling, but it looks amazing. I'll open it a little bit here. Like I said, it looks amazing. I'm very, very happy with this. Very happy with the headlights. It's just been a good day. No overspray on the powder, which I'm super happy about. And that is that. So we're gonna let this thing sit here and whatnot. Big thank you to my grandpa for helping. It's like I said, it's been super busy lately and rather stressful, for being honest. And having a little bit of help has been nice. I know like my buddy Dalton, he actually offered to come help today, and I told him not to worry about it because I hate bothering people, but at the same time, a little bit of help is nice. And I'm kind of the type of person too, whereas if I ask you for help once and you decline me, I'll probably never ask you again unless you give me like a really good reason. And that's just because I don't ask for help generally. So it is nice when it does happen. But regardless, I'm very, very happy with this. This is going to look good when it goes back together. I think I mentioned a while ago, but if not, powder should be here. What is today? Today's Tuesday. Should be here Thursday. Injectors shipped out yesterday. So that is that. I'm waiting for a response from Mr. Steve over at Powerstroke Products about what to do about the head situation and whatnot. But we're going to get everything powdered for this. Unfortunately, it's too late to drop everything off for sandblast today, but we got to go to Conway first thing in the morning anyway, so we'll just take it then, and we'll be good to go. So, super happy with that. It's nice to see that, especially after literally spending probably 8 hours pressure washing yesterday and scrubbing and degreasing and scrubbing and power washing and everything. So, like I said, today is the 17th. No, today's not the 17th. Today is the 27th. I knew there was a 7 in there somewhere. But I'm hoping within the next few weeks, the 6.0 will be up and running. We need to clean the motor. We're going to paint the engine block with some nice paint. Actually, let me hop in the bush real quick. That way the wind. But anyway, it typically takes about a week to sandblast. So that'll be that. But powder will be here. Powder will be waiting as soon as that stuff comes back from sandblast, and we can go ahead and do it. The end of this week, we're going to clean out the garage get everything out of the way so we can powder and not be running over stuff and everything else. We'll pull the 300 out for that and everything else. But again, I'm hoping about this time next month that truck will be done. So 3 weeks is what I'm hoping for. That gives us, it'll be the middle of next week. If it takes a week exactly, that'll be the middle of next week. Stuff's back from powder or from sandblast. I'll powder it probably the same day that it comes back if it's not too late in the day. But if not, I will the next day. That way stuff doesn't flash rust or anything like that. So we'll get everything powdered, and then the powder coated stuff will be ready to go as soon as it's cool enough to touch. So that'll be that. The engine, like I said, we're going to clean the block. We're going to paint the block, and then we've already started kind of cleaning up the deck surface. After we paint it, we'll go over it once more just to make sure that we're good to go. I'm going to get some copper coat. We're going to copper coat the block, and then we'll set our new heads and gaskets on. But like I said, we need the new heads and gaskets to do that. So I think we're going to put as much on the motor as we can before it goes back in the truck. That way we don't have to worry about anything. Also next Friday, I have a company supposed to be shipping me some exhaust manifolds for the truck that we're going to try out. Injectors are on the way. I have an aluminum intercooler on the way from SPE. Powder's on the way. And then I believe Steve may have already shipped the heads. I don't know that for sure though. So I'm just waiting to hear back from him and see what we need to do as far as shipping those back, getting the new ones, the right ones, the 18 mils rather than those or 20s, and all that kind of thing. So with that being said, I'm really hoping to drive that truck on my birthday, like I've mentioned. Really, I would like to have it done like a week before. That way we can sort out anything and whatnot. So I'm really hoping like April 1st, but we'll see. That's the idea anyway. But like I said, I mean, once the motor is back together, it shouldn't take, a few days to get the truck put back together. Because there's going to be a lot of new parts. There's going to be a lot of new parts. We will once I have confirmation from Steve about the heads and everything, then we'll get the cam out, get the lifters out, get everything cleaned up, and start going back together with the motor. That way, hopefully, the motor will be ready for the heads once they come back in, or once they come in. So that's the goal. That's the plan. I've been running myself ragged trying to get stuff done, and right now I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take a shower, get off the clear coat off of me, and I'm right back to work. I have 2 decals to design, 1 for sure to cut, and some other stuff to do. So with that being said, I best get back to work, and the camera's about to die. So with that being said, guys, if y'all enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.